My name is Kim, and I was diagnosed with a benign spinal cord tumor. I had to have it surgically removed, and it was about a 7-hour surgery. After that, I was paralyzed from my waist down with nerve pain, as well as the paralysis. I was in rehab for over a month at Cedars, and I returned home to Orange County, California, where I was still with a walker and a wheelchair and suffering with extreme nerve pain. I was then introduced to Dr. Singh. Some of the things that I learned from Dr. Singh were exercises. So along with the treatments that he would practice, he also taught me overall well-being, things that I could do on my own at home. And those are exercises that I still continue to do to this day. My surgery was 3 years ago, and I did see my surgeon recently, and he did express to me how far I've come and that he never expected me to get to this point, and was very impressed. And I did give Dr. Singh credit for many of the things that I've learned along the way that have gotten me to this point.
Right.
One of the milestones that really stands out in my mind was when Dr. Singh was working on me. The typical way I would have had done it, physical therapy, with the exception, Dr. Singh would bend my leg or stretch it, and I couldn't feel how far I was being stretched, and it felt like maybe only about an inch, but he'd actually gotten my leg all the way back to where it should be. And that's just one of the instances that gave me the confidence to know, look what I can do, when I would not have known where my leg was. I know that sounds silly, but that's kind of what happens when you don't have feeling. And for him to just say, look at where your leg is, as though it was just a normal situation, is when I just had that confidence, oh my gosh, I can really bend my leg this far. If I can really bend my leg this far, well, what else can I do? And many of the things that, going from my walker to not having my walker, really was a state of mind that Dr. Singh had put me in as far as my confidence. Another milestone I reached fairly quickly was driving. I was unable to drive at first, and it took me about 4 months really to get the feeling and the connection of my brain to my legs to feel comfortable driving safely. But being able to know where my body was without really thinking about it, just through my senses and being aware of my body, I gained that from Dr. Singh as well. A lot of the exercises he would teach me addressed knowing where my body was in space. So that's an important aspect to driving, is knowing where your feet are, and that was a great relief to know I could get back and be independent. Practicing some of the things that Dr. Singh has taught me, such as my breathing or just relaxing, and some of the movements or visualization of the energy into places I need it, really gets me to that point I need to be to go about my day. If I get stuck and I panic, I just remember what to do, and everything sort of calms down, and then I go along. I would recommend Dr. Singh to anybody, whether they are coming out of a surgery, experiencing trauma, a health crisis of any sort, or even just looking to be better, feel better, even if you're already healthy. The practices that Dr. Singh offers really are unique, and I haven't met anybody who really has the intuition he does. And it's a gift to have somebody like Dr. Singh, who's practiced and studied and gotten as far as he has in his love of what he does. So thank you, Dr. Singh. And again, I don't think I'd be where I am today without you.